It's time to get a little bit outlandish on the channel. We're going to be talking about Zicky Dice today. Zicky Dice, yeah, the professional wrestler guy, yeah. You might know him from NWA Power or whatever. That's where I learned about Zicky Dice, but I actually knew about the guy behind Zicky Dice for a long time because I guess he comes from the same sort of world that I came up in, you know, the whole pop punk world. Pop punk touring DIY world. Zicky Dice was in a band called Heart to Heart. And Heart to Heart, man, they were a really good band. They had a lot of good songs, mostly, you know, they came out on Pure Noise Records or whatever, which is a very famous pop punk record label. And then apparently Zicky Dice went on stage one night. He started acting like a professional wrestler. Oh yeah, and getting cheapy. He was eliciting booze from the audience one evening. And after the set, someone pulled him aside and they were like, "You should be a professional wrestler guy because you just seem like a professional wrestler fronting a pop punk band, and so you should probably pursue that." And it just so happens that Seth Rollins, that wrestling guy for the WWE, is a fan, or was a fan of Heart to Heart. So then he went to one of their shows, and you know, they're friends with Zicky Dice or whatever. And then one day, like a couple of weeks later or whatever, Zicky Dice, he called up Seth Rollins and was like, "Hey man, I think I'm gonna come to your wrestling school, if that's cool with you, and I'm gonna have you train me how to be a wrestler. I know that you know me as like this pop punk guy, but you know I'm really passionate about wrestling. Used to watch it a lot as a kid with my dad, and then I moved on after he died and started playing pop punk music, but I think I'm going to pursue this whole professional wrestling thing." And Seth Rollins was like, "No, you're not." And he's like, "I'm going to be better than you, Seth Rollins." And then Seth Rollins was like, "Hey, yeah, come down to the training camp, buddy. Let's see how well you do." So he did. And you know Zicky Dice succeeded, yeah. But he didn't have such an outlandish character at first. He was doing like magic tricks or whatever. Just looked like kind of a chubby tattooed guy with a leather jacket or whatever. Indie wrestler. He looked like an indie wrestler. And anyway, he dyed his hair one day, put on a fucking pink fanny pack, and he started saying the most outlandish things that a person could say on the daily. Yeah, Zicky Dice got signed to NWA Power and was on my YouTube screen there for a bit, but then, you know, whole pandemic happened and then live shows weren't happening, and then my Zicky Dice fix came from live streams and Instagram. And today I saw he got a guitar again. On his stories, on his Instagram stories, he posted like a picture of his guitar and was like, "I have a guitar again and I think I'm gonna start jamming it." And I was pretty stoked, so I sent him a message. And I was like, a message isn't good enough. I'm gonna do a whole fucking song biopic on Zicky Dice. And that was that. If you enjoyed it, give it a like.